Hey, family. How y'all doing? So, I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope it's good to see all of y'all here. Eli, brother, Adenir, CR, Vanessa. It's good to see you all. I'm glad y'all are all here. So, there, there's been a recent survival news. So, there was supposedly a guy that was found in the Rocky Mountains and everything. He survived 10 days with just, I think it was like just, he didn't even have a knife or anything, but he survived 10 days in the Rocky Mountains. And the only way he had any way of collecting water or anything was with his shirt. Um, he survived pretty much 10 days just on with bare minimum water. Eli. But yeah, there's hasn't been that many survival stories. There hasn't been that many. You know, not that many 411 cases anymore. There's not a need for survival anymore. What's up, Ron, brother? How you doing? Survival is becoming a thing of the past anymore. In all reality, in all honesty, survival is not the glamorized, well, not even the glamorized, the sought after outcome that we are prepping people to be in. There's too much technology, there's too many ways to find civilization now than it was as recently as 100 years ago. There is too many main roads, there's too many ranger outposts, there's too much in the way of everyday technology to truly be in a survival situation. The only way to truly be in a survival situation anymore is to be on a deserted island or to be shipwrecked out in the middle of the ocean where you have no cell phone towers, where you have no electricity, where you have no man-made roads or any way of actually making it to civilization. What's up, Shire? How you doing? Well, I blame you, Shire. When you came in and you started mentioning stuff, my phone started going crazy. But in today's ideology, what's up, Northwest? How you doing, brother? But in today's society and everything, today's world, survival is a fantasy. What's up, Rain Sis? How you doing? That's what I wanted to say today. That our mentality, our mindset on the word survival, our mindset on the end of the world, we are feeding false lies to people in this day of age on survival. Survival is, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. Yes. If something happens to the point where you actually need to try to survive. But like this, the news article that happened today. There was a guy that survived 10 days in the Rocky Mountains with just a shirt to collect water with. And he used his shirt to collect the dew off of a bush to collect enough water to put in his system to keep his organs alive. We have spoiled ourselves in a modern society to where we constantly have trained our body to need drinks, need water, even needing food. No, actually, he didn't in CR. He didn't have knowledge of it. I mean, if you look at the pictures and everything of this guy, he looked like he was in it looked like he was in a mine shaft for 10 days. The guy was covered in dirt, grime, everything. This guy was not a survivalist. This guy did not have knowledge to do it. He said he saw one or two episodes of Bear Grylls, and he knew that he had a cotton shirt and he could collect sweat and water out, and he knew shirts collect water. He said that he put water, and he saw the second day that the bushes and everything were collecting water. So he decided to put his shirts and everything, his shirt on the bushes to collect water. I mean, you know, even if you have just a basic knowledge of, biology, plants produce water, the morning dew. Yeah. Right, see, right, Shire. But yeah, you know, that's what I was talking about. That was what I was talking about on the other live stream. If you have the will to survive, you don't have to have the knowledge of a survivalist to survive. You don't. You have to have a motivation to survive. Motivation is what keeps you alive, not skills, not knowledge. Motivation. Motivation to keep yourself going. When your body says no, but your willpower says yes, that's what keeps you alive. And you know, just like just like that guy that got lost and everything. He stayed in one spot. He stayed in the same area that he told everybody that he knew that he was going. The reason why he was found and everything is because he told the people that he knew if he doesn't return in X amount of days, that he will be here. Right. Right, Northwest. Right. You don't plan to be homeless. You don't plan it. You don't plan for these events. Oh, have you? Have you, Shire? But nowadays, it's so easy to find civilization. It is so easy to find where you need to go. Yeah, Northwest. Yeah, survival, survival, actual survival is nothing that we prepare for. Yeah, it's fun to talk about survival. It's fun to recreate survival. It's not fun when it's actual reality. When it's actual reality, you don't come back home from a 3-day survival course looking like the guy that was just rescued. You don't you don't look like that on a 3-day survival course. You don't. Because you have modern amenities in a 3-day survival course. You have a water source. You have a food source. You have all your gear with you in a survival course, survival training. We have to stop giving people false hopes. Because here's the thing, these people pay to go out to feel like a weekend warrior. But when real survival or a real survival situation happens, you don't have that stuff with you. You may have an EDC, you may have your EDC with you, your everyday carry stuff. But it's the same thing. Like, Northwest can say this. If you go homeless, you're not going to have all your survival gear. You're not going to have anything. Most likely, in most homeless cases and everything, you lose everything, and you have bare to minimum. You don't plan for that. Survivalists don't teach that. Survivalists don't teach what if scenarios because there's too much what if scenarios. Correct, CR. Correct. Oh, Shire. People people will only know what real survival real SHTF situations is if they become homeless or their house gets repoed or anything. What's up, Melissa sis? How you doing? I mean, an MRE is better than nothing, Shire. Trust me. May not be the best thing in the world, but at least it's something. But the thing is, you know, we have to stop. We have to stop glamorizing survival. We have to stop making people, making, regular tiny Tim sitting in his, $15,000 a month condo, thinking he can go out and do whatever he wants. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with MREs. I mean, some of them are disgusting adding there. I mean, have you ever tried one of the vegetarian MREs? It's like dollar store baby food. But well, yeah. I mean, all MREs come with laxative gum. At least American ones do. They have that little spice kit that comes with what looks like Tic Tacs, and it's laxative gum to make you go shit. I mean, and the reason why you have to use laxative and everything is because the sodium in it clogs you up. Hey, I didn't start at CR. But, you know, we have brainwashed everybody. We have brainwashed people that are doctors, lawyers, scientists. You know, we have brainwashed a major majority of humans. We have brainwashed a major majority of humans with mainstream TV. Oh, let's get this guy that's ex-military, blah blah blah, and let's do a show that's naked and afraid, and show people that you can survive butt ass naked on a deserted island. You know, those TV shows are already fictional fantasy. Because how many of us is literally on planes every day or cruise ships every day going to these areas? How many of y'all are planning this year to go to the Congo? How many people this year are planning on going to the Sahara Desert? None of us, right? I see, Ron, I see. Adonir, I believe you on that, brother. I believe you on that. No, not Louisiana. The Bayou is a rich, luscious area of resource. There ain't no surviving in the Bayou. Right, CR. These they don't show real areas. They don't show true what if scenarios. You know, the reason why these TV shows don't show real life scenarios and everything is because it hits too close to home. And the thing with media is only the news can scare people. Nothing else can scare people. If you scare rich people in Seattle, telling them that they can get lost in between Seattle and the Canadian border, how many people you think is actually going to leave Seattle to head up to Canada? Nobody. I mean, even our, I love my survival community. Yeah. I love a large majority of our survival community people. I do. But the thing is we got to stop. We have to stop teaching. We have to stop teaching people survival skills of 300 years ago. We are in an age and a time where we do not have to use those recommendations. What's up, Wally, brother? Tell Pat I said hey. The Shire. But we need to stop. We need to stop with 300-year-old knowledge. We are in a time period, in an age period where we don't need rudimentary survival skills. I'll be in there in a minute, girls. Those are my puppies. Alright, cool, Wally. It is easier to get a 20-pack of Bic lighters. Everybody in the damn world knows how to flick a Bic. There's only about maybe 3% of the population that knows what a ferrocerium rod is or how to use a ferrocerium rod. No, you don't even have to use a battery, CR. I mean, we have rechargeable arc lighters. We have just a basic Zippo has 101 uses to it. Bic lighters have a reuse to them. Even the cheapest dollar store lighter is still better than nothing. We don't have to use matches no more. Even tornado, those fucking tornado matches that everybody swears by. Why are you using a tornado match? Why are you using a wax sealed match when your big lighter can be submerged in water and literally within 5 minutes and able to relight again? No, flick a bic. Hey, Bat says, how you doing, Hud? Right, Wally, right. There is no more need to hold and carry matches. There is no need to have ferrocerium rods. Yeah, you can have a ferrocerium rod and keep it as a backup, last resort thing. Yes. Yeah. You know, and here's the thing too. Everybody says, "Oh, Bics, you can scrape off the plastic from the outside of a Bic and everything and relight it." And sorry about that, but they say, "Oh, you can scrape off the plastic and everything, relight it, and all this stuff, and it's a flammable resource and all that BS." It's the same thing. You can do the exact same thing with a cheap lighter. You can scratch the outside of a cheap lighter, one of the cheap see-through lighters, and use its plastic also. It's plastic. Why are you selling one brand when it's the exact same materials? We have to stop. We have to stop. Seriously. We as survivalists, we as preppers, we have to move on with the times. You know how many companies are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on you because of fear factor? Because, oh, I saw this being used on Survivor Man, or I saw this being used on this YouTube channel. So I need to go and buy a $300 ferrocerium rod. Don't even know how to use it because none of those TV shows tell you how to strike it. See, CR? That's what I'm saying. Even on a deserted island, in today's standards, a deserted island, you can find almost 500 lighters that's been dropped overboard on a cruise ship or whatever that's been washed up on shore, and you can relight it. Yeah, Wally. Yeah. He got most of them when he was in the Okefenokee swamp. When he was in the Okefenokee swamp eating turtles. That's the thing with turtles. You cannot fire roast turtles. Fire roasting turtles turtles have parasites. Turtles have tapeworms. Turtles have the most parasites of any known, reptile. Melissa. Right, Adnir. Yeah, you can find lighters. You can find everyday trash on deserted islands. You could literally make you can literally make a mansion out of all the washed up BS that is on deserted islands right now. There is no need for straining to survive, even on a deserted island. Correct, Shire. Correct. They become worthless because they don't know how to survive without their gear. People say that they know all this knowledge and they can do whatever without it. And they can't. These people, these overrated survivalists, survivalists. What's up, Christy sis? How you doing? Yeah, turtle soup is good. That's why you have to boil turtles. You have to boil turtles. If you're going to eat a turtle, you have to boil it. That's the only way to kill all the parasites in a turtle. Right, CR. It's just like the famous quote from, the original Batman from the early 90s. Where do you get all these magnificent toys? He's always got some kind of toy. Because what would Batman be without his utility belt? That's the thing. That's the mindset, and that's the persona of survivalists and preppers now. Is they have to offset their lack of skills with their tools. They have to. That's the only way that they can do anything. Because what are you without a knife? What are you without a saw? What are you without rope? What are you without quote unquote knowledge? What can you build with a fallen down tree? Can't build anything unless you have tools to harvest it, correct? Look at our ancestors. You can make anything a blade, okay? You can make a rock a blade. You can make a bone a blade. You don't need a $1,500 survival knife to survive. You can go out with a butter knife and survive. You can go out with a serrated steak knife and survive. A serrated steak knife can do multiple things. It can cut, it can saw, it can do anything. Correct, CR. Correct. Yeah. Bamboo, sharp, anything. Nature gives you everything you need. You have to have the willpower to find it. Nature provides everything. And I may sound like a tree hugging hippie. I've got the long hair for it, but it's true. Nature will provide anything and everything that you need as long as you're willing to find it. There's plenty of vines out that can give you water. There's plenty of trees that's out in the wilderness that can give you water. If you go to a birch tree, a river birch tree, and you tap it, it will give you purified water. You don't need to boil that water because it's coming from the tree. Cedar, the white membrane between the bark and the inside wood of the cedar tree. It's called a mesotea. If you chew on that, it will give you water. It will also stop your hunger pains. If you chew on it, don't swallow it, but chew on it. It will relieve your stomach pains if you're starving. Yeah, grapevines, wild muscadine vines. Muscadine grows all through the South and everything. That's wild grapes. Out here in Texas, we have what's called Mustang grapes. They're wild growing grapes. I mean, everything is in nature. Right, Paradox, they do. That exact same sap that comes out of cedar and pine can be used to close and seal wounds, cuts, blisters. It can harden. You can make a a water container out of enough like sap and stick it together and harden it, and you can make a container to contain water. You can make a container of water out of birch wood. You can make anything that you want out of nature. Yeah, dandelions. You can make dandelion tea. You can eat. If if you suck on the sap and everything out of a dandelion, it's supposed to be like a pain reliever. Dogwood bark. If you cut the bark of a dogwood tree and you chew on it, it will relieve headaches. You can use bull thistle, or you can use what is it called? You can use the stalk of a bull thistle. You can use the stalk of crap. What is it called? Water. They're kind of like bamboo stalks that grow in the water. You can break those and you can cut it off at an angle, and you can brush your teeth with that. It also has, the same mint flavor and everything inside of it that when you're brushing your teeth, you know, it will take care of you. Yeah, purple thistle. Yeah, bull thistle. Yeah, cattails, anything that has a hard stalk, you can brush your teeth with it. You can brush your tongue with it. You can chew on it, and it'll be antiseptic for your mouth. Yeah, reeds. Thank you, Ollie. Yeah. But nature has the answers. Nature has everything. And yes, there is multiple different biomes in every part of nature. You have to find this stuff. Yeah. Hollow stalk, yeah. Correct. Correct, Paradox. You can even use the thorns and everything off of, briars. You can use thorns off of anything and tie it to a string and use it as a fishing line. I mean, all the fish has to do is just swallow the thorn and it'll get stuck in their throat and you pull them up. You can do the same thing with birds. Get a bunch of thorns, cut them off, tie them on strings, tie them on, you know, thinner, thinner bramble weeds, and birds will come and do the exact same thing. They'll swallow the thorn will get stuck in their throat, and they'll sit there and they'll asphyxiate, they'll suffocate, they'll die right there. You've got food. CR. Yeah, Wally. Yeah. We have to stop teaching people. We have to stop telling people their last resort is going to survival skills from 100 years ago. For one, the survival skills of 100 years ago was on a different generation. And number two, if you're already at that point where you have to use survival skills of rubbing two sticks together to make fire, you're already dead. You are dead already. That means you are out of everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, Paradox. Yeah. Pawpaws. I mean, just like out here in Texas and everything, we have prickly pears. Prickly pears, you just cut it straight off when it's purple. Cut around the outer shell and everything. Make sure you get all the stickers out of it and squeeze it up, and it's like a fruit slushy, right? CR. But yeah, I mean the stuff the stuff that was used 100 years ago was already from prospering civilizations. They already had food sources. They already had everything that they needed. They weren't surviving. It was everyday life that they needed to use these skills. We call it survival now, but it was everyday life for them to rub two sticks together. I mean, but when the Native American tribes and the native tribes from all over the world had to use that stuff, there was no lighters for them. Yeah, there was lighters in Western civilization, but you know what? The Native Americans, when they learned about lighters, guess what? They stopped using the fucking old ways. They used lighters. They used whatever was easier for them. Yeah, Paradox. What is up, Grinch? How you doing, brother? What are you doing, silly? What are you doing, silly ass? But that's the thing. That's why humanity has evolved over time, is because they found something easier. They found something to not have to work so hard. I know every single one of you have heard the saying, work smarter, not harder. That's what everybody has done. They have worked smarter. They have learned. They have moved on. They have moved away from the past. Good to hear that, bro. Yes, they are. Like, I mean, it's cool to show that stuff off and everything, but in reality, you know, in reality, that solar only works if you have the right sun, if you have the right angle, if you have, no cloud coverage. You know, it's and even then, you know, if you have a good direct sunlight, you can light something just as easy and just as fast as a lighter can, you know? But if you don't have that, you're screwed. You are that, that one life-saving technique and everything has to be ditched. It's the sad thing. This It's all fun and good and everything to learn this stuff, yes. But in reality of it all, things instantaneous will always win. Instantaneous will always save your life. You know what Alaskans carry with them in an emergency? You know what they carry with them to start a fire? If they fall through the ice or, you know, get soaking wet in Alaska, you know what they carry with them to make instantaneous fire? This. They carry a Bic. They carry a lighter with them. They don't sit there trying to get the solar's rays to light a fire or a hand drill or what other ever bullshit that these survivalists think. Because when it comes to your life, you need it now. You don't need it 2 hours from now. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know CR. I know, but I'm explaining it to the whole chat. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's just going to be y'all listening to me. It's just going to be right, bad, right. I'm too old. I'm too old and hurt to continue on with 200-year-old knowledge. If I'm in a survival situation, I'm getting out of there. I'm not playing games. I'm not. It's just like, somebody, my boy Ghost, you know, he was making fun of me that I was when I put that A-frame up on one of my live streams and everything. When I put that A-frame up, I use zip ties to hold the wood together. I'm not playing any games. I carry zip ties with me. I'm not carrying 500 feet of paracord rope. I'm just not. I will carry fishing line with me because I will need fishing line to fish for food. Oh, really, Shire? Gotcha. I gotta bite me one too. Wally. But yeah, you know, and I'm not talking about use a electronic, click lighter. Electronic click lighters will not save you in a survival situation. They won't. A push button click lighter. They won't. Unless you buy one of those rechargeable arc lighters that are like $30, $40. Those will work if they get wet or whatever. But the thing is I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to do all that rope and tie BS if I'm going to stay in one area for overnight. And most of the time, if I'm in one area for the night, I'm not even going to make a camp. I'm not going to do anything because I'm just going to be there to sleep. And that's it. I'm not going to be there to make a home. I'm not going to be there to do whatever. If only if I'm in an area that I'm beside a constant water source and a decent area to protect, would I consider making a base camp there? But, zip ties will hold together wood forever. Yeah, Christy, yeah, I still am. Right, CR. It has a higher burn point, everything. But the thing with flits is they dry out quicker, They dry out quicker. They're ready. They're ready faster. What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? I can, sis. I can I can send you a list too of whatever you need. But the thing is, good to see you too, Andy. How you been, brother? How you been? Right, Wally. The Zippo is still the number one survival tool. I mean, Zippos last for God near ever. As long as you have that seal on it, as long as you have that rubberized bottom seal that goes on the inner casing of a Zippo, it won't dry out. It won't. It will hold the liquid in for months. But, a Zippo is the same thing as a Bic. After the Zippo runs out, you can rip out the cotton from the inside, strike it with the striker, catch it on fire, and use it as tinder to start your fire. There's always upsides and downsides to everything. There is. You know, but the main thing is if you are going to survive in this day of time, you need to get with the times. You need, if you don't have the skills to use a ferrocerium rod, if you don't have the skills to set up a hammock, if you don't have the skills to keep your fucking self warm at night, learn it. Simple as that. Nobody is going to be able to tell you how to do it. Nobody's going to be able to teach you how to do it. The best way to make a fire, what is it? Instantaneous fire. Any kind of lighter, any kind of roll ball flint lighter, keep it with you. Keep multiples of them with you. I'm not saying keep one and just have it as a backup whenever you're going outside. No, even if you're not a smoker, keep at least 4 on you. I'm not talking about like in your pockets at all times, but I'm talking about keep 2 in your car, keep 1 in your trunk, keep 1 on you. Yeah, Admir. Yeah, they are. Correct, Paradox. Correct. Because people don't understand the life cycle of a fire. People think that they have hot coals and they think they have the breath of, Hades, and they could just bring life back from hot embers. Some people can. Most can't. Yeah. Yeah, Paradox. That's the thing with humans. We do not know how to survive anymore. Not just not just quote unquote survival, but we don't know how to go on without medication. Oh, I've got a headache. I need Advil. Oh, I've got back pain. I need this. And I understand some of us are old. Some of us are at that point where they are able to say that and get away with it. But if you're 30, walking around saying, oh, my back, oh, my legs, oh, this, that, suck it up. It's called age. Yeah, Paradox. Like, we rely too much on man-made medicine. Our bodies have grown weaker. Our bodies are weaker than human bodies were 50 years ago. Because people did not have the medicine that we have today. 50 years ago, we didn't have the medicine that we have today. "50 years ago, Queen Elizabeth's father, okay? Queen Elizabeth's father had his fucking lung taken out. Had a lung removed. And you know what that old man was doing with one lung? He was still smoking every day. He was still out duck hunting. He was still out doing everything with one lung. Right, CR. And don't tell me that things cannot be done if you are missing something. Because if that man could do it with one lung, we can do it. I mean, Andy can back me up on that. Any of y'all could back me up on that knowledge. Our pampered society. Like, go back to, survival courses. Survival courses give you 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They also tell you to pack snacks that you cook at base camp or take with you into the field. What survivalist in a real life survival is going to have 3 meals a day plus snacks? Nobody. Not a single damn person in a true survival situation are they going to have 3 meals and a multitude of snacks that they bring with them. Correct, Wally. Yes. You know, the saying, rub some dirt in it. That was to toughen us up. Yeah. Yeah. It Gen Zers and stuff like that, they don't understand. When I was growing up, we couldn't come in until it was night. And we had to drink out of wherever we could find water. We had to fix whatever with us. We didn't have plastic, save the turtles, metal, save the turtles, straws, and reusable cups, and all this stuff when I was growing up. We didn't have that crap. We had a thermos. Speaking of, this was my thermos when I was growing up. It's unusable now. I feed my chickens with it now, but this was my thermos growing up. It's a Coleman. I mean, it's dirty. It's got stuff to feed my chickens with and everything. But I had this all day long. And if I had to fill it up, I had to go to a water fountain. But, being 10 years old, carrying that huge thing around with you, I looked like an idiot. You know that? I looked like an idiot. But guess what? On a summer day and everything, I was fine. I had water. Yeah. Yeah, Christy. The world's mindset has changed. The world's mindset has become a me mindset. Yeah, CR, I mean, I always got made fun of and everything until my friends needed a drink. And I was like, oh, look, Water Boy's here with your water. Oh, you want a drink of my water? You gonna pay me? I made money doing it, but the thing is people's mindsets have changed. Even the idea of camping has changed. Yeah, well, yeah. The mindset has changed of humans. Everything has changed to be easier, to be less hurtful on the body. And it's not teaching anybody anything. Go to a name brand YouTube channel. Go to Canadian Prepper's channel. He'll tell you how to live the good life and everything for, a mortgage payment or a car payment or a house payment. Yeah. There's ACs and tents. There's full LED lighting systems. There's carry around. There's carry around generators. You literally are. You can even get, off grid Wi-Fi internet at your campsite. We didn't have that shit. When I go camping, when I'm out, if I don't have signal, so be it. Yes, we are glamping more than camping. Yep. Now, the reason why is because of that mass amount of sodium intake and everything. Just being a carnivore doesn't give both legs. It's the quality of the salt. And in his time period, in his father's time period, they used uncrushed, they use non-iodined salt. And non-iodine salt and everything makes your body different. It creates, bowed legs. It creates duck feet, or what they call pigeon toe, where your feet curves in. And also from, if he was a, if he was a Mountie, he also got bowed legs from being on a horse. Because if you look at a lot of the cowboy pictures and everything from the past, men that were constantly on horses and everything, even women, they got bow-leggedness from the round barrel chest of the horse. Because your legs are not straight on a horse. They curve inwards. Well, they curve out and around to go around the barrel chest of the horse. So there's more to it than just meat alone, like salted meat alone. Yeah. I mean, RVing is a thing now. Yeah. Like it's life was different back then. Life is 10 times different than what it is today. And yes, you can take out a small car loan and get everything that you need to survive and live comfortably. Yes, you can. Because it's today. Amazon is your best friend when it comes to prepping, when it comes to survival. As long as you got the battery resources and the power to feed that stuff. But most people are not rich. That's who I deal with. That's who I talk with, is people that are not rich, that are not able to afford a $5,000 loaded backpack for one person. No, Ron's had some problems with his luxurious camper also. Don't feel bad. No, don't. It ain't all, RVs aren't the king of the world. I'll tell you that. Yeah, bear dogs. Yeah. You can make an A-frame. You can make what's called a lieutenant tent out of a tarp in the bed of a truck if you have the right poles. You can use hiking poles and push up into the front part of the truck bed and the back part of the truck bed and hold it in place. And you'd have plenty of room to sit up, get dressed, and everything, slide back out, and do it all again. And when you put that truck bed up and everything, you've got a door, and you still have decent airflow into that tent. Oh, I know, Ron. I know, brother. I know. And that's what I'm saying. You know, there is stipulations to people's requirements. Not everybody is going to be able to go out, throw a tent up, sleep on hard ground. It's just not feasible. It's not. Yeah. You know, tents now are made for family outings. I'm talking about the whole damn family. Walmart has a 4-section, 4-room tent. It has a living room and 4 bedrooms, which is 4 separate other tents connected to a main tent. You have the king peering out of your pocket? Yeah. You know, I've seen tents go for, they have inflatable tents now. They literally have inflatable tents that once you blow it up and everything, it's good to go. It's an inflatable floor and everything that you could literally lay on the floor because it's an air mattress. The world is different in a multitude of ways because people have found out that Coleman used to be the number one, you know, Coleman in the United States was number one. Then there's the Canadian brand, crap. It's like the Canadian version of Coleman. CR. It always comes in a green box, and it's some brand name. Yeah. I mean, you know, Coleman used to be the one brand for everybody. Coleman sold to the poor, Coleman sold to the rich. Coleman and Boy Scouts was the only place you could really get anything. Yeah, there was some off-brand, you know, camping stuff or whatever, but it was always go to Coleman. No, not Ozark Trail. No, that's Walmart's thing. No, it's a very well-known brand, and they call it the cheap version of. They call it like the Coleman version of Canada. You can find it at like any, you know, Dollarama or anything like that. But no, It's a camping brand that's in Canada. Like they make, you know, they make those little petrol, those petrol stove and sterno stoves and stuff like that. Give me a second. But yeah, Coleman used to have the market on all camping stuff because Coleman was that was what they did. But now in the last 10 years, people have found out Colligans. Yes, that's it. Thank you, CR. But yeah, Colligan, they are Canadians' version of Coleman. They are for, the decent person, the, the not the poor, but the poor to the middle class. But Coleman did for the poor, middle class. They had all ranges. But in the past 10 years, actually the past 20 years, more companies have seen how much money that Coleman is making. And now, yeah, I know, right? Um, but other companies have seen how much money that Coleman is making. And now survival and camping in general is a multi-billion. Sorry about that. Camping and survival is now a multi-billion dollar business. Billion. Because of all this stuff, because of TV, because of everything. The UV light purifier has to have certain conditions. You use the UV light in a clear plastic bottle. You have to use the UV light for X amount of minutes on it. You have to go up one side, down the other, pretty much make a full circle from top to bottom. Can't go side to side or anything, but it's mostly used on already decent purified water to make it better. It can work. It can work on river water, something that is constantly flowing. Yeah, Paradox, pretty much. Yeah, it's like a pre-filter kind of thing or an after filter. It's better to be used with running water. If you go up to a stagnant pool of water or you go up to a lake that's not really clean, it won't work on it. It won't work on heavy sedimented, like heavy sediment water, stuff like that. It has to be almost, 80% clear water. A little sediment inside of it is okay, but you can't go, to I don't know, like a dirty pool of water and fill it up and have it completely like brown. It won't go through brown water either. So it has to be at least 80% clear for it to work. It's kind of like it's kind of like putting water in a plastic bag and leaving it out in the sun for almost yeah, pre-filter first. Yeah, well, it depends on the quality of the water too, you know, like you can go to a swamp and pre-filter it, but you still get brown water. You know what I mean, CR? Like it won't work in brown water or anything like that, or you know, green water. It has to be clear. Well, correct, correct, Ron. But you know, a flowing creek is going to be cleaner than a lake that is used, you know, all the time by animals. I mean, that's kind of a contradiction because, but as long as you could see through it, I mean, it's the same way as using the UV, you know, the sun UV lights to filter through the sun, like how you make sun tea and stuff like that. No, they don't, Shire. They just take out the waterway pathogens and sub some to most parasites. Yeah, Spring Creek, something like that. Paradox, yeah. Yeah, and use a clear container, a clear plastic container for doing that. But you know, like I said, there are stipulations to use it a UV filter. Yeah, with the plastic one, you can't boil water in it. You can't. I mean, you can boil water in it, but only for a certain amount of time. Yeah, paradox. Yeah. All right, family. Yeah. Yeah, CR. Interesting paradox. I'm glad to hear that, Christy sis. All right, family. It's getting hot out here. And I'm going to go lay down, take a cold shower, and get some rest before I go to work tonight. But I love you, family. Y'all take care. Stay safe. Stay protected. All right. I know y'all are not dumb. Just don't be a statistic. Okay. I love you all. Y'all take care. Bye, family.